For those of you who have been involved or been developers in ATG projects before, you may know what it's usually like to start as a new member of that project. First, you need to wipe your computer from the last project you were on, get some stuff out of the way. Then you usually need to install software. Then you need to configure the software. Then you need a database. Then you need a build environment. The list goes on, and it generally takes quite a bit of work before you can be productive and contribute to your new project. If you're lucky, there's a virtual machine lying around. Uh, those tend to come with some problems, so because they're generally large in size, they take a lot of space on your computer, which may or may not be an issue for you, but they also take a lot of time to transfer. And if you have been responsible for a project team, you would know that generally virtual machines uh, cause problems when you need to upgrade the patch level of any underlying software and the coordination effort of getting all the developers upgraded for you. So with Glasir, you won't have any of these issues, and there's no need to use virtual machines unless you prefer to do so. When joining a Glasir project, the entire project context lives within one source code repository on your computer. So let's clone an existing Glasir demo project repository called Glasir Commerce. For simplicity and to save time, I have a local copy of that repository already on my computer, so I'll just go ahead and clone that. Git clone. And because it's local, it takes just a few seconds to clone the repository. I'll go in and I'll take a look, and here's some source code. In order to get up and running with Glasir, all I need to do is issue one command. We use the Gradle wrapper, so this is based on Gradle. We'll invoke Gradle and we'll say we want to do a dev deployment, and we want to do a start our store instance. Go ahead and run that. A few things that you'll notice is that when starting from a completely clean system like I did now with nothing installed, Glasir will notice that there are some things, some dependencies, some software that I need that needs to be installed, and Glasir will install that for me. The first package you notice is missing is ATG, so it will go ahead and install a copy of ATG 10.0.2 for me. This is based on an audit factory system that Glasir has built in, and as a developer I don't need to do anything here. This is a dependency that has been stated in a project manifest file, and it will just be installed for me. The same goes for JBoss and the Glasir DB product, which is the product that handles the unification of code, data schema, and test data. After installing all the dependencies, Glasir will go ahead and run a build sequence, compiling all the files, running all the unit tests and the web tests that are installed. And after that step has been done, the standard ATG assembly will be invoked. Now, when running the ATG assembly, it's important to note that we're running the assembly without deploying any source code into the ATG installation directory. And what does this mean? Well, it means that we are able to run an arbitrary amount of parallel builds on the same ATG installation, which lends itself very handy for continuous integration. After the application has been assembled, which you notice took about 30 seconds, the command I wrote was to start the development store node, so it will go ahead and start my node now. And this log file, if you're an ATG developer, should look familiar. It's the standard ATG startup. You may notice it flashed by really quickly that when first starting the application, Glasir noticed that there's no database running. Again, this is a clean system, so Glasir goes ahead and starts an in-memory, actually it's a disk memory hybrid of H2 for me, and the next step that happens is that Glasir installs the necessary data model, the database schema for me as well, directly from source control in liquid-based change set files. After that's taken place, Glasir also installs any necessary test data so that the application I run has the correct data installed already for me. Specifically, that involves the catalog data, the price lists, and what the standard demonstration commerce application needs to run properly. And our application is up and running. And we can now go to the web browser and browse to our application. Now, the Glasir demo application comes with a very, very simple Hello World application that can be used to as a starter for any project, an empty starter. But Glasir also bundles into this demonstration two applications that already ship with the ATG product. And those are the Commerce Reference Store and the DCS Sample Catalog. I'll start with the simplest one first. The DCS Sample Catalog has been around for many years. It's an application that is a text-only version of a commerce application. And it's a great source of examples of how to build ATG JSP pages. And as you can see here is a text version of browsing a catalog up and running, and I can go ahead and look at the products in the catalog in a not very pretty, but from a developer standpoint, very useful way. Now the option I have is to go and look at the Commerce Reference Store. So I'll go back to my base application. There's a link for the Commerce Reference Store right here, and I'll go ahead and click that link. And as you can see, the Commerce Reference Store comes up, and I can browse products. Let it warm up here on my computer. For example, here's a pair of corduroy pants. I can add those to the cart. I can hit checkout and go through the checkout process. So basically, we're up and running. So that would be it. To summarize, we have gone from a completely empty system as a new developer on an ATG project using Glasir. We have gone from an empty system to completely running software in less than 5 minutes. Thank you very much for listening.